Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is Kim,
This is Andy.
and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book. But first, we're going to read a little bit from Light the Flame by Andrew Harvey. And it's June 6th. 6/6. Okay, just kidding. All right. Okay, this is by Annie Besant, who was a disciple of Blavatsky, Helena Blavatsky, the founder of Theosophy. She is Helena Blavatsky is thought to be um, uh, the mother of New Age philosophy and wisdom. Okay, and Annie Besant was her right hand, person, one of her main people. Annie Besant was born in London in 1847 and died in India in 1933. So let's see what she's saying here. Oh, hidden life, vibrant in every atom. Oh, hidden light, shining in every creature. Oh, hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other.
Mm.
When we're one with God, we're one with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we're united with the friend that you were speaking with me about earlier.
Right.
He's part of us.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we disagree on some things, those things are relatively minor and temporal compared to the eternity of the family of God.
As you say, God doesn't take sides.
No, God isn't on. He loves all of his children. He's not out to get anybody. How could God be out to get anybody? How can God have enemies? God doesn't have enemies.
Right.
I always get a kick out of these people. So I'm going to fight for God. I'm going to be God's champion and destroy the enemies of God. It's like, relax. God doesn't have enemies. You can't do that. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, people, how many people have been killed for that? Just for saying what they truly think.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been slotted as an enemy of God. Therefore, you must die. You blasphemer and stuff. No,
Right.
no, that's not it, people. That is not the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. We're gonna read from the Urantia book. Okay, we're on paper 7, relation of the eternal Son to the universe. So I've been talking here about the eternal Son, the second source and center. And I think the most important thing that I've gleaned is that this between the Son and the Father, that's the first relationship. So God the Son is the God of relationship. Whether God the Father is the God of being, of self, of oneness, of being a thing myself, the God of, I am. Whether the Son is the first relationship, is that I see you. Oh, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in this way, this God of love, of first relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And where God the Father he's really the same in essence as the Father, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's opposite in orientation, whether the Father is oriented inward toward the self, to who am I? What's my purpose? What's my destiny? What is my, who am I? The Son is focused outward to the other, to the other. and is here to lift up the other than himself. So it's the you are orientation.
Yeah.
See? Okay, so, and the sun is the head of the spirit circuit of gravity, whether the father is the center of the personality gravity circuit.
Mhm.
Okay? All right. So we're on divine perfection plans. I'm going to read the first little bit. Okay. The eternal Son is an everlasting liaison with the Father in the successful prosecution of the divine plan of progress, the universal plan for the creation, evolution, ascension, and perfection of will creatures. And in divine faithfulness, the Son is the eternal equal of the Father. The Father and his Son are as one in the formulation and prosecution of this gigantic attainment plan for advancing the material beings of time to the perfection of eternity. This project for the spiritual elevation of the ascendant souls of space is a joint creation of the Father and the Son, and they are, with the cooperation of the Infinite Spirit, engaged in associative execution of their divine purpose. Okay, so the purpose is to draw all the material beings forward into their spiritual nature and to join the Father and Son and the Spirit in paradise.
Mhm. Right.
Right? So, in order to do that, and what I learned here in the last section was really very fascinating was that it's the spirit circuit that draws the material beings forward.
Mhm.
So it's the other. So when I'm focused on the other, that's what draws me forward
Mhm.
into love.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
I'm able to love when I focus not on myself, but on then it draws me forward. And so we take a step and then we see this new place that we are in here. And then the Father's love embraces us. And we are at the I am here. I have this new reality of love
Mhm.
in my life. Like when I found you, right?
Right.
Okay, so and then we're able to take more steps forward as we're learning to love more. So it's a spirit circuit that draws us forward, and it's the Father's circuit that kind of stabilizes us.
Right.
And so you see that happening in waves, kind of, and drawing us forward in like waves.
Mhm.
I think that's really beautiful.
Mhm. Like that.
Yeah?
Mhm.
See? Okay. This divine plan of perfection attainment embraces three unique, though marvelously correlated enterprises of universal adventure. Okay, you.
The plan of progressive attainment. This is the Universal Father's plan of evolutionary ascension, a program unreservedly accepted by the Eternal Son when he concurred in the Father's proposal, let us make mortal creatures in our own image. This provision for upstepping the creatures of time involves the Father's bestowal of the thought adjusters and the endowing of material creatures with the prerogatives of personality. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So we have choice to go forward or to not, to love or not.
But there is a provision for us upstepping.
Yeah, because it's this whole plan. So there is all of your steps are provided for. Okay, we'll take care of you every step of the way. So you're
Right.
never alone when you're on this adventure.
Right.
Even though sometimes it's scary, it feels because you're vulnerable. When you make that step to love somebody, it's a huge risk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this provision for upstepping the creatures of time involves the Father's bestowal of the thought gestures and the endowing of material creatures with the prerogatives of personality. Like that.
So our thought adjusters are provided to help us along the way and to point the right path
Mhm.
through this, because it seems like it's really confusing, like it's a maze. And these two drives that should be opposing each other, that are normally we see opposing each other, right? Do I care about the other as the spirit, or do I think about myself
Mhm.
in this here? And so often those seem to clash, right?
Right.
But in the right path, when we're following the correct path, they don't clash. They they come together in harmony. That's where the love is, and that's where you follow when there's no contention between the desire to be myself and the desire to be loved. When I don't have to give up any part of myself in order to be loved. But so often, like in codependency, when I was codependent, that's what kind of you believe that if I'm going to be loved by somebody, I can't really be myself,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Right. Mhm.
Right?
Right.
Or if you're on the other hand, if you're an addict here, you have to entrap other people that will enable you to act out your addictive, you know,
Mhm.
behaviors.
Your own plan.
My own, myself. Yep.
Mhm.
So that I need you and you in here to help me do my thing.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you all these stories here about how I love you so much, but really I'm thinking about myself. So that's in contrast.
Mhm.
So yep. But
Well,
in the true path, there's no conflict. That's where it's safe to go forward.
mhm. The bestowal plan. The next universal plan is the great Father Revelation enterprise of the Eternal Son and his coordinate sons. This is the proposal of the Eternal Son and consists of his bestowal of the sons of God upon the evolutionary creations, there to personalize and factualize, to incarnate and make real the love of the Father and all the mercy of the Son to the creatures of all universes. So you're
Mhm.
right, the Son is outwardly focused on the
Right.
other.
Because the
That's his,
like Jesus, like our creator sons,
that's what he was sent to do.
are progeny of the eternal Son.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Inherent in the bestowal plan, and as a provisional feature of this ministration of love, the Paradise Sons act as rehabilitators of that which misguided creature will has placed in spiritual jeopardy. Whenever and wherever there occurs a delay in the functioning of the attainment plan, if rebellion, perchance, should mar or complicate this enterprise, then do the emergency provisions of the bestowal plan become active forthwith. The Paradise Sons stand pledged and ready to function as retrievers, to go into the very realms of rebellion and there restore the spiritual status of the spheres. In such a heroic service, a coordinate creator's son did perform on Urantia in connection with his experiential bestowal career of sovereignty acquirement. Uh,
No, it's Jesus's mission here.
which he fulfilled in spite of everything.
It's what everything he did. Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take the,
Okay, yes. Okay. 3, the plan of mercy ministry, the plan of mercy ministry. When the attainment plan and the bestowal plan had been formulated and proclaimed alone and of himself, the infinite spirit projected and put in operation the tremendous and universal enterprise of mercy ministry. So that consists of all of our angels. The infinite spirit is the parent of all of the angels that guide us, our guardian angels.
Mhm.
This is the service so essential to the practice and effective operation of both the attainment and the bestowal undertakings. And the spiritual personalities of the third source and center all partake in the spirit of mercy ministry, which is so much a part of the nature of the third person of deity. Okay, and when I think of the third person of deity, of course, that's going to be coming up in the next section. Okay, so if the Son is the first relationship, then the then they create all these creatures, right? Or they're creating the ability for these creatures to reflect back and recognize divinity.
Mhm.
Okay,
Right.
so and that is mind, the idea that we're going to make beings that are able to see us and grow to be like us. Okay, so the ability to do that, our mental capacity to discern good and evil and right and wrong, is placed in play because of the eternal, no, the infinite spirit. So the infinite spirit is the God of mind.
Mhm.
So it's like the Father and Son look at each other here,
Mhm.
okay, except that the Son is focused outward, right?
Right.
Right? And then the Spirit is ministering us to look at both of them.
Both the Father and the Son.
Right. So
Okay.
puts mind in us is the power or the ability for us to grow towards deity.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. So, and that's yeah, okay. Not only in creation, but also in administration, the infinite spirit functions truly and literally as the conjoint executive of the Father and the Son. Okay, you do the last paragraph.
The eternal Son is the personal trustee, the divine custodian of the Father's universal plan of creature ascension. Having promulgated the universal mandate, "Be you perfect, even as I am perfect," the Father entrusted the eternal Son. No, the Father entrusted the execution of this tremendous undertaking to the eternal Son. And the eternal Son shares the fostering of this supernal enterprise with his divine coordinate, the infinite spirit. Thus do the deities effectively cooperate in the work of creation, control, evolution, revelation, administration, and if required, in restoration and rehabilitation.
Okay, that's marvelous.
It kind of sets the stage, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's the divine plan,
Mhm.
that we should grow to be like God,
Mhm. Oh,
and they're here for us. And the eternal Son sends the creator sons and all of the Melchizedek sons and all of those. And the infinite spirit sends angels to help us. And the Father sends the thought
So
adjusters.
we're not alone.
Not even. Never were, even though it feels like that sometimes.
During times.
There have been times.
But we're never alone.
We're never alone.
There's always a helping spirit
Yeah.
that shows up when needed, when the time is right, to help us on our journey.
And it's really our ability to trust, or our inability to trust, that stands in our way more than anything. Sometimes there's difficult circumstances, or there are people that hate out there, that's true. But most of the time, you know, we need to trust ourselves, and we're able to do that. We're able to find someone else we can trust. Yeah. Okay.
Having said that, it's time for us to get ready to go to our spiritual community.
And we trust them.
We do.
I think they're wonderful. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for listening and being with us today. You have a great day.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.